Welcome back to part 2 of this workshop on the fundamentals of portrait lighting and the important techniques to enhance your knowledge of lighting. If you missed part 1, that's already on our YouTube channel. Be sure to check that out because that's got some super important demonstrations and tips. Right, what we've done now is we've put a white brolly on. White brolly is one of the easiest or cheapest modifiers to use. Works like a big softbox or big octabox. And I'm just going to use it as a fill light. I'm going to keep these lights here, keep the background light, and I'm just going for that very soft front fill. Come forwards, come forwards. Right, so I'm looking at the rim lighting on Evie now, and the distance that I have Evie backwards will change the amount of rim lighting hitting her. I'm going to bring her forwards and forwards and forwards to there, and that rim lighting is now a lot thinner, okay? So if she goes backwards, she's coming more into the light. By bringing her forwards, the rim lighting is a little bit thinner on her. She is now completely in shadow. So we're going for this soft light, but a shadow, more shadow emphasis here for more mystery. Okay, we're going to take a shot. This light is not on at the moment. It's not on. We're just using the backlights only. And we're going to do a test shot on the backlights only. Right, good. Turn slightly that way, your body. That's it. Hold it there. So I'm looking at the rim lighting on Evie now, just the rim lighting. I'm going to have a look at that. We're going to see just rim lighting only. There we go. So just rim lighting. Very, very thin, the rim lighting. Almost too thin. So I'm going to bring her backwards now to there to get a little bit more rim light around her. We're going to take a test shot again. Going to take the shot. We're looking for that rim lighting to work. There, the rim lighting's starting to work really nicely there. It's subtle, it's soft, the depth of field is subtle and soft. The backlight is a bit too strong. Take it down to 1.9, please. The rim lights are a little weak. I'm going to take the rim light up 3/10 on that side, 3/10 on that one, please. That's 3/10 of an f-stop. I'm going to take the shot again. Move my glasses out the way. Focus. Shoot. Okay, good. Right. So I'm looking for just a little bit of fill light from the front with this brolly. Only need a little bit of fill light from the front on Evie. I'm going to light focus. Shoot. There we go. Right, so there's a bit of fill light, but it's too much, okay? Now this is where a light meter would stuff this up for you, because the light meter would say that's not enough light, but actually for me that's too much. That's killing the mood that I want in this shot. So if I was using the app on my iPhone, I could turn that down, but I'm going to do it the difficult way. I've taken one stop off of that, and we're going to do another test. We're going to take the shot again. And we're going to have a look at the amount of light. And there we go. That's getting closer to what I want. I just wanted the tiniest amount of light. And it's not quite enough now, but I actually want to move the light closer to make it softer. So I'm going to take it closer to make it a bit more flattering. I'm going to raise it up. And when I say more flattering, I'm making it bigger by moving it closer to Evie. And in moving it closer, is also going to get a lot more powerful than it was on the last shot. So I'm just going to do a test there.
We've also got another question here asking, do you use the umbrella collapsed ever?
No, only sometimes silver ones. I use a silver one that you bounce into collapsed to concentrate a beam, but only if I didn't have the other tool or I'd left the other accessory behind. And didn't bring the right thing with me. Right, now, you see here, this is a really nice result. And we're not considering the exposure here to be correct or a light meter to tell us correct. I'm telling you it's correct, okay? I'm telling you that's how I want it. No one else is going to tell me how I want that exposure. No light meter is going to tell me how I want that exposure. That is how I want that exposure, and that's how we should be doing it. Okay, we're going to move on to the next module now. Now, in beauty lighting, you very much more want a frontal lighting because you don't want to reveal texture on the face or in the skin pores. You want the illumination to fill that. So here I'm using a Para 222, and you can see that it's like a giant ring flash. You can see the illumination in the eye there. And what happens is that when you use frontal lighting, you get a much more flattering light on the skin, and then you get shadows on the edges of the face where the light isn't hitting directly, because the light is wrapping around or hitting the front, and then it's falling away as it wraps around. And if we move to the next one, frontal lighting for fashion, beauty. Front lighting with a beauty dish. So this is a beauty dish shot in the upper position with a reflector below. Front lighting slightly to the right, like the Rembrandt position, as we looked at earlier, but it's much softer because it's a bigger light source. I'm going to finish off with one more lighting example on Evie. I'm going to do a fairly straightforward portrait lighting setup. Well, I hope you're enjoying this video. We've got some more great lighting tips and techniques coming up in this YouTube video. But if you'd like to get access to hundreds and hundreds of advanced lighting techniques, then why don't you check out visualeducation.com. It's the world's leading visual arts education platform. The video you're watching right now is just highlights from one of our many live shows. And during our live shows, our students can ask questions and interact so that they can further enhance their knowledge of lighting. Join us at visualeducation.com. Right, now I'm going to get Evie to stand round about here. This way again, please, at a slight angle. Notice I always angle my models slight direction. When you're doing portraits or business portraits, you don't really want to shoot them square on. It looks a bit confrontational. So just angling them slightly just looks a little bit more attractive, I find. We're going to start off with the big softbox, okay? Just like we did at the beginning, and I'm going to bring it in really close like that. Turn your body a little bit more that way again. That's it. Right, you got that clip on there? Good. Right, now we've got just the softbox on at the moment. Go and turn the background light off, please, Clarice. I want to have a slightly downwards look for portraits, just so that they're looking up into the camera a little bit there. I'm going to take that shot there as a test. I'm also going to just quickly check the exposure. Right, so we can see there, look how dark everything is around, because we've got a dark grey background. We've only got the softbox, which is still very underexposed. Take the softbox up 1.5 stops, please. I'm also going to look at possibly a horizontal crop for this shot instead. And I'm going to take the shot there. So we've gone up 1.5 stops in power on the softbox, and we can now see those skin tones are working quite nicely there on that side. So we've got a single softbox giving quite a dramatic lighting effect. It's soft light, but it's going into shadow. Now, if Clarice gets her white board from over there, let's just see how effective a simple, I never know which camera to look at. Let's see how effective a simple white board is. Let's compare the shots. So I get into position and line up the shot, focus, shoot. Now we haven't added another light here, we've just added a reflector. Look at the difference. Wow, look at that. Let's flick between those two. No reflector, reflector. I'm going to add the background light in now. 4.3 as a start. Let's do a test. Right, come in close with the reflector again. Let's see what we get with the glow behind Evie and the amount of reflector again. So we should have some light on our background. There we go. Now we've got a lovely gradation of light on the background. So at the moment we're just on a 2-light setup. We've got one main light, one background light on a dark grey with a lovely feathered graduation of light, giving it a really luxurious feel on that background, and a fill reflector card. Okay, let's leave the reflector out this time, and let's look at visual perception now that we've added the background light in. Let's see what it looks like now with the background light and the shadow at the same time. And we'll see, here we go, we'll see now how visual perception changes dramatically. So the lighting is exactly the same there as it is there, but it looks different because of visual perception from the gradation of light on the background. So what we're going to do this time is, instead of the reflector here, we're going to put an Octabox 150, and that will just give me more control. It'll actually act as a reflector itself because it's white, but it will allow me to gradually increase the power if necessary on it. Okay, right, so we've got a big softbox here. It's not on at the moment, it's off. We're going to just see how much light it bounces back into our model, just simply because it's bouncing some light off of the main light. So let me take a test shot. So it should act as a little bit of a reflector. There, you can see, look at the difference. So even without the Octabox on, just with it sat there, it's causing some light to be bounced back into those shadows, as you can see there. So let's put this light on, please. Focus, take the shot. So it wasn't on, now it's on. There you go. If you wanted more light than the reflector can give you, the reflector can't give you any more, okay? A light can give you even amount or more. Now I'm going to add a hair light on this lovely bit of scraggly surf girl hair here, and I'm going to put this light, just like we used a rim light. Pop this one on for me, please. Now I've got a little bit of a problem with flare coming in here into my lens. I can see it starting to come in. Can you get a piece of small black card that is on the table? So what I'm going to use is, that's probably a bit big, but if I use this as a flag, I can then shield, if I get my glasses off, I can shield the light coming in. Take that shot, let's just have a quick check. So we turn that hair light up a bit. There we go, so now we can see that hair light illuminating more of the hair than it was in the last shot, definitely more than none at all. There it is, bringing in a little bit of edge lighting. I think the key light isn't bright enough now, so I'm actually going to take the main softbox up. Okay, so I've turned the main softbox up a little bit now to compensate for the visual perception of overall of the lighting. So softbox is going up this time, 3/10. There we go. So now I've increased the softbox this time, the main softbox, to compensate for what I consider the visual perception of the light on this side. We've got this darker area of hair at the top here. One, it's not quite as blonde, and two, there's no illumination up there. So I'm going to add some illumination to the top of the head. Now I'm using a grid because I want to control the spread of light. I want to keep a ball of light high above Evie's head to catch a little bit of light on top of Evie's hair. There you go, keep it there a minute. I'm going to do a test on that, just to add a little bit of edge light on the top of the hair. Let's focus in on Evie's eyes. Shoot, and let's see if that power is correct. Does it add light on the top? Yes, it does. You see? Now that's too much. That's a little bit bright, but it is exactly the right effect. And focus on the eyes and shoot. Lovely. Let's look at that light on the top of the hair now. Here we go. We've now got beautiful level of lighting on the hair. It's subtle on this side. Almost wouldn't notice it. You've got a little bit of catch light on the top of the hair. We've got a lovely soft light on the right-hand side, which is our key light, filled in with another softbox on this side, but with greater control than we get with a reflector. Right, great. Well, guys, thank you for joining us. Thank you so much for being a member of our education platform. Please spread the word. Please tell everyone if you're enjoying this, if you're loving this, get them on board as well. The more members we get, the more we can do for you. Thank you very much. I'm Carl Taylor. We'll see you next time.